we taking off. No brakes, all gas. Now watch me boss up. Blockchain's future, yeah, we stacking up the blocks. While they sleeping on the tech, we be breaking all the locks. Started from the vision, now we running with precision. Oracle's automation, man, we changing the division. Multi-VM flex, ain't no stopping the ignition.
Song gets me every time, man. Never get tired of it.
Gets you pumped up.
It gets you pumped up, man. Sup, everybody? Welcome to episode 41. Episode 41 of the Sup. And yes, as I said on X, it is a gorgeous Durban day. If you see a sheeny face, it's because it's freaking hot. My daughter is out reading while we do the show. It's a good time. What's the weather like over in Houston, JC boy?
Dude, I was actually just about to say, it is absolutely beautiful here. If you've been on this show for any amount of time, I tell you how awful the weather is here in Houston. It's usually 100 plus degrees Fahrenheit, which is, I think 300 degrees Celsius, if my math serves me correctly. Yeah, it's 75 degrees here. We got a cold front in last night. No humidity. It's absolutely beautiful. This is the time to come to Houston if you're gonna come.
Yeah, baby. All right, one of these days. What will happen first? James goes to Houston or Chase comes to Durban? That's going to be
I'm not going to Durban, so.
Man, that's such an American thing to say. It is such an American thing to say. Young, what's up, man? All the way in Singapore.
I leave the motherland?
What is up, guys? What is up, James, Chase? How we all doing?
What it do, baby? What it do? Welcome back.
I'm back for another episode, baby.
We love it. Thank you again for taking the time out of your busy schedule. I know it's probably late. It's what, 10 or 11 o'clock for you, right?
Yeah, it's 11 and a night right now.
Yeah. See, so this guy stepping in late night for us once again. Thank you, my boy. We really do appreciate it.
Man is a nighttime grinder. Singapore is like equatorial, right? So the weather's always the same. You just same old weather, humid, cloudy, and a lot of rain.
Dude, the weather is so hot here. Like maybe 90% humidity, like 30 degrees average. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Do y'all have?
But at least it's sunny.
Like, do y'all have
fall, winter? He doesn't understand Celsius.
Yeah, I don't know what's the Fahrenheit number on that because he said 300. It's clearly off the charts, right?
30 degrees is what in Fahrenheit?
It's about 97.
It's 86. 86.
Oh, there we go. It's nothing for Chase.
So, yeah, no. So during the summertime here, we average 3 figures. So what is 100 degrees? We average 38 degrees Celsius during the summertime here. So with 100% humidity, we're right on the coast. It's a nightmare, but we have like 2 or 3 months of good weather, and that starts right now. Like from like October, the end of October through like middle of January, if we're lucky, we'll have cool weather. So yeah, this is a beautiful time for us. Anyways, enough about me enjoying the weather here.
Let's get into it.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, Yang, thank you so much for being here. We're going to do the show as we usually do. We run them through some community posts. Please feel free to hop in whenever you would like. If there's anything that you would like to discuss about the community post or any of the ecosystem news, then please feel free to hop in with us. I don't want to feel like we're putting you on the sidelines for a couple minutes here.
Cool. I'd love to do that.
Awesome. I love it. Sweet. All right. So we'll start with a community post as we usually do. So the first one is going to be from our boy, Martin Dude. He is not only a weekly contributor of the Sup, but I talk to him almost daily within the Discord. Great dude, great community member. So his post reads, what the cluck is going on? Chicken Sup Pecky is on the rise on Atmos Protocol to being the most popular meme coin on Supra. We all know chickens can't fly, but Pecky can. Let's effing move. Go and see for yourself, app.atmos.ag. And is it true that chickens can't fly? Is that real?
That's real, man. Chickens can't fly. Did you not know that?
Hold on. Wait a damn minute. Hold on.
Wait a second.
Chickens fly.
Bro, you're figuring this out for the first time?
It says, yes, chickens can fly, but only in short bursts and not for long distances. So who's actually right here? Okay, so who's actually
bro, they
right
can't fly.
Here?
Chase a chicken, and then find out if they can fly. They cannot fly.
My grandpa had a farm my whole life, raised chickens, cows, horses. I had no idea that chickens could not fly.
Nah, they definitely can't fly. Even a fan in the chat is like, Chase, OMG, bro. Come on, man.
I'm not even gonna open the chat right now because I'm actually embarrassed that I didn't know that. So anyways, shout out to Martin. Look at the most traded coin on this is Atmos, looking sweet. Where is Pecky at? Number 6.
Number 6.
That's
highest meme coin.
Good for Pecky, dude. And I love to see them just grinding. They have a cool team. I see their founder in the Discord all the time. Obviously, when we do talk about things like this, we have to say not financial advice. Do your own research when getting involved in meme coins in general. But specifically talking about Pecky here. Yeah, just do your own research, not financial advice. But they are great dudes doing cool stuff over there. So I'm a fan.
Absolute rock star. I mean, great job, Martin, dude. Like, really, really impressive, man. All right, moving on to the next post. It comes from Supra Mummy. Supra Mummy is back. She had a little bit of an X hiatus, obviously being a little busy, but just wanted to welcome you back. It's nice to see you back on X, Supra Mummy. She says, good evening, Supra fam. I have seen that some of you have noticed my absence on X. I am still here. I'm still checking back. I've just been having a bit of space between me and social media, especially X, as it can take up so much time. But I am still here, and I do still check. So good to know you're still around, Super Mummy, and welcome back to the show. Even not just X, welcome back to the sub.
Yeah, big fan of her. She's been around for a long time. But hey, I am on the side of if you feel like you need to take a break from social media, then do it. Delete that shit off your phone if you need to. It's very, very easy to get wrapped up in this stuff, especially if you work online. Like us, I'm on the internet constantly. And even I find myself sometimes being on my phone too much. So if you ever feel like you do need to step away from the internet, your phone, it's great for the mental. Do it. It's mentally healthy for you to drop the phone sometimes. And I'm glad that she did so. Also glad to see her back, and yes, touch some grass. Next one up is from Change Hero. I don't think I've seen Change Hero before, and I think they're a general Web3 account. But they put together a cool post highlighting 5 things that make Supra special. The first part of the post reads, if we want to switch to it.
It will appear soon. There it is.
Oh, okay. What? Curveball,
bro.
Curveball, baby. Yeah,
it's encoded.
And then,
hello.
We're going.
There it is. My bad.
We're gonna come. We're getting there.
There you go.
And the Change Hero, the first post reads.
Oh, you want
technical difficulties, so we can't be perfect every week, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, Napoon's power went out, but we are back now. Change Hero, the first post reads, did you know Supra brings next level innovation into Web3? Supra Labs has been cooking. Here's just a few things that make them special. 1, built for AutoFi. Supra is the first layer 1 chain designed for automatic DeFi, or AutoFi as we call it, meaning smart contracts, oracles, man. That's just a teaser. You'll have to go and read the tweet yourself to learn more. Follow Change Hero. They have a great account posting a lot of just Web3 general knowledge. Shout out to them for the little thread. We appreciate it.
Change Hero _IO. Go check them out. So thanks for the shout out, Change Hero. If you are seeing this, thank you for the shout out.
You know what? I'm going to go check to see if I follow them.
Yeah, I also let me know how many followers they have.
I am.
All right, now
I am following. They have 11,000 followers.
Oh, yeah, they look legit, man. They do look legit. So I'm going to move on to ecosystem news. There's a lot happening in the ecosystem at the moment. So we're going to try and get through this real quick. I mean, we're already like 11 minutes into the show. We did start a bit late, but we want to get to Crystara. So we're going to move ASAP. We're starting with May Mun. And Yong actually knows May Mun. Yong actually introduced me to May Mun. And so I wanted to bring them to the SUP here. It's a new project in the ecosystem. So welcome, May Mun. You guys are rock star builders. As I say, they've been speaking to builders in the community already, like Yong, like a couple of the Supra team as well. And they basically offer a DAO and smart contracts for a decentralized future, which is interesting. That's the future we should be aiming towards, especially as AI starts to take over the world. But their announcement post reads, our application to the Supra Labs ecosystem is officially complete. Now it's time to keep building and growing together. So if you aren't following Maymun, check them out. They are Maymun NFT. Welcome to the ecosystem, dudes.
Yeah, I just wanted to add, right?
Go ahead.
The website that they've built is really smooth. Like I was surprised when I revisited it because I've been following Maymun for a while. They applied for a check mark, they got one on Crystara, and they're also doing raffles for NFTs now. Like you can submit an NFT for a raffle competition. People can pay 25 Supra for a ticket, and then it gets rolled. I think probably using DVRF. So they're doing some pretty cool stuff there. Yeah.
I love that idea. Like, so I don't know if anybody in the crowd or anybody here watching. So what's called in the card community, it's called breaking. So essentially, like if you can't afford to buy a hobby box worth of cards, like let's say it's $400 a hobby box worth of cards for 20 packs or whatever the price is. You can't afford $400, but you could afford a spot. So everybody pays $25 and then you get a random roll for a certain team or player. And then sometimes you hit incredible cards or incredible NFTs in this situation for very cheap. So I love that idea. Do they limit the amount of entries or tickets per NFT? I haven't heard about them. I actually just followed them.
Yeah, I think they do not limit the amount of tickets.
That's awesome.
Somebody could
That's awesome.
Knife the crap out of it.
What I mean, think about this. What if you had like a one-of-one BitBot or like one of the other one-of-one honoraries from the collections that have released, and you go and put it on this raffle, and you're like, hey, I just want to auction it. I don't care what happens. I don't care if somebody with one ticket wins or the person with 1,000 tickets wins. I think it's a fun idea. Maybe I need to buy somebody's one-of-one honorary and then throw it on Maymun. Anyways, I love to see what they're building. Cool. I'm going to have to do some research into them. Thank you for letting me know. Shout out to the Maymun team. I did give you a follow. Maybe we'll have to have you on the SUP here soon.
I reckon. I think that needs to happen.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think so. So talking about NFT projects, the next one is an NFT project. Actually, if I recall correctly, in producing the script, I think we have 3 NFT projects in the ecosystem news. This is the second one, Superheroes. And as they promised last week, we featured them on the SUP last week as well. But as they promised, they have begun distributing 50 million SUP 300 tokens. So it's a SUP 300 token that has been created and is part of what they're building. And they have distributed 50 million of these tokens to their OG NFT holders. And they have a big giveaway to come once they hit 100 Discord members, which is not a lot. So they should be hitting that giveaway pretty soon. I mean,
they have 91 right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's 9 away. They should get it during the show. Like, keep an eye on that, actually, because it'll be pretty cool if they get it during the show. And if you're not in their Discord, please go and join their Discord so we can have that happen in the show. I think that would be epic. They actually have I'm not going to read the post. It's pretty much the same as what I've just said, but they have a nice screenshot of the Starkey wallet and the recent transactions of the distribution of the SUP 300 tokens. So very cool to see what they're up to. Superhero has been in touch with me as well on X. Really love to see what you guys are building a nice little community there, which is going to foster a lot more growth in the wider Supra ecosystem. So shout out to you guys.
Yeah, big shout out to Superheroes and Bon Jardy. I see him not only in my feed on X, I see him in Discord, and I also see his tweets all the time. So shout out to what you're building over there. I say this all the time. I support the builders, no matter big or small. I support you. So shout out to Bon Jardy. I love seeing what you're building over there, buddy. And next up is going to be from our friends over at Atmos. Atmos are halfway through their Meme Frenzy Season 1, if you haven't checked that out yet. With 5.1 million pre-minted Atmos tokens available, it's time to get involved, baby. And if it's already halfway through, then you're late, okay? You're already late to the party. Nobody likes people that come late to parties. It's rude.
Really? Is that true?
Yes, dude. It's very rude. Your mom didn't teach you that? The Atmos tweets read, we're halfway through Expedition Season 1.
My mom taught me the exact opposite, by the way.
Show up late, baby. Just whatever. It's your party. It's your world, and they're living in it.
Exactly.
If you're on the leaderboard, get ready to defend your rank. If you're not, it's time to attack. 5.1 million Pre-mint Atmos is on the line. Don't get complacent. Time to up the pace and finish strong. So it's halfway through. Looks like you have a little over 14 days left, a little under 15. So get to partying.
Get the party on. Atmos cooking, man. Love to see it. Also, I mean, it's really cool that the Atmos token is coming. Like, basically, it's like, guys, you can get your hands on the Atmos token pre-mint, people. Think about that. Talking about tokens, again, NFA, y'all know the drill. Not financial advice. If you guys are taking financial advice from Chase and myself, there is a problem. This is not a financial advice show.
Did y'all watch us trade?
Yeah. No. Did you watch Chase trade?
No, those were so horrible.
I was 150 longing Ethereum. That was ridiculous.
Oh, fun times, man. But talking about longing Ethereum, we did that on Dexlin's testnet. Those perpetuals are going live on mainnet on Monday. The date has been released. I've been working with Dexlin quite a lot. Yep, this week I've been back and forth and been talking about, hey, when is it coming? They're like, no, early next week. And today they announced that it's the 27th of October. That's Monday. It is happening. The perps are going live on mainnet. Big news. Incredible. Get ready to open, close, manage live perpetual positions for the first time on Supra, baby. Prepare your strategies. Mark the date. This is huge for Supra because there are so many traders in Web3 that are looking for opportunities like this. This is the fastest infrastructure in Web3, and now it has its first perpetuals trading platform. It is here, Dexlin, Monday 27th. Make sure you're there and follow them for when the exact time it goes live. Dexlin Labs on X.
That's exciting. Good for them, man. I didn't know the date had been released. I just looked it up, but it was 2 hours ago, so I was just getting my day started, so I hadn't seen their tweet yet. But shout out to the Dexlin team. That's super exciting. And I also
just want to say
shout out to Go ahead.
I just want to say, Super Daddy. I think he's referring to me. He was like, "You made a big short before the market collapsed. You're a genius." Why, thank you.
I think he's talking. No, I think he's talking. I think he's talking about me.
Nah, he's talking about me. All
right, we'll let him answer that question, pal. Okay, we'll let him answer that question. I'm not going to put words in that man's mouth, but I am going to assume that he's talking about me.
Let us know, Super Daddy. Drop it in the comments.
Yeah, let us know. Awesome. Next up on the list is AI Garden. And finally, before we get into our interview with Yang from Crystara, we have talked about most NFTs. Actually, we talked about a bunch of NFT projects today, but AI Garden, we talk about them all the time. Their founder, Judd, had his AI engine link the lore of 2 separate NFTs created weeks apart. Just a genius glimpse of what the world-making engine is going to look like when it goes live. He also did something really, really impressive the other day. He inside of the prompt, all he put was emojis into 2 different themes. I forget the two different projects were called, but anyways, he put emojis into the prompt, and it created an NFT off of emojis alone. And I was like, okay, that's super impressive. Wow. Yeah, because the thing about an emoji is, like, I didn't know
it's a way of communicating.
Read it. I thought that
it's a way of communicating.
They would be,
yeah.
Oh, of course. I thought that they would be like read in like the code format, so it would be like smile with semicolons or something.
Oh, right, right. Good point.
I didn't think that they would like pick up like the coloring, the facial expressions of these emojis, but it did, and it created a piece of art. He's building something crazy over there. I can't wait to actually get in there and play with it. But look,
and he's in the comments as well, by the way. Sup, Joe?
Oh, is he? Shout out! I didn't even say. I've been embarrassed to go look at the. I've been embarrassed to look at the chat after the chicken situation, so I'm staying away from it. But shout out to Judd. What's up, my brother? I can't wait to see you do more. And it looks like their launch is coming. I'm not gonna very soon. How about we say that? How about we just say very soon?
Chase was about to leak a launch date.
Yeah, that was a date. Yeah. Oh, Judd actually. Yeah. He just said, I'm thinking of doing a future collection where users can only use emojis, no text at all. Man, I'm just gonna flood my prompt to just eggplant emojis.
I'm just going to say to you, Judd, you sir need to slow down on the ideas and not get too caught up, because yes, that is a great idea. But sir, I am blown away by how much you're doing, and I'm actually getting worried about your health, not your mental health, your health, your physical health, bro. Are you getting enough sleep?
That's funny. Yeah, he probably
Yep.
and he teaches full time. So
Yeah, I mean, it's insane. Young, just
yeah,
give us some insight into what it's been like working with Judd. I know that you've had some back and forth with him, um, and would love to know what your thoughts on a guy like that is, and AI Garden.
Yeah, I think he's a guy that's very product focused. Like whenever we talk, he's all about, how do I get this from 0 to 1? How do I launch this on mainnet? How do I get the NFT minting to be secure on chain? Like throughout discussions, it was a lot of me helping him, especially with like auditing his code, making sure that everything's functional. But he never once pivoted from his ideas. Like he always had a focus. Like he wanted to create this AI generation NFT platform, which I think is really really cool. And I'll actually mention them. I'll mention AI Garden later on as well. But yeah.
Ah, nice. All right. So you got some more alpha to leak.
Yeah. But yeah, I think they're pretty cool.
Awesome. All right. Well, that's it for ecosystem news. That was actually quicker than I
Sweet.
expected.
Yeah, I'm glad that we blew because we do have a lot to talk about. I was a little worried
Yeah.
about how much we had to go
There's a
through, so
lot.
I'm glad that we kind of sped run through that. Sorry we couldn't spend more time on certain things, but hey, we got to get to the meat and
It is
potatoes,
what it is.
baby.
It is what it is.
That's right. All right, Jamie's. Oh, did you? You guess you switched it up on me? All right, young baby,
I did.
welcome
I
back.
switched it up. I'm like, it's
I was like,
on
wait,
you now,
I was
boy.
sitting here waiting for you to say something. All right,
Spider-Man.
young, welcome back, my brother. Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much for coming and being with us again. We were super stoked to have you here, as we always are. And before we get into smart NFTs, how about you give us an update just on everything Crystara? Obviously, I know you are very involved with not only your community, but you give updates constantly. Like if anybody follows y'all's project, they have a pretty good idea of everything going on because you're very transparent about everything. You're answering questions constantly within the comments. So what's the latest with you guys? If you want to screen share with us, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah, maybe I'll do a screen share. I've prepared a few things to talk about and maybe some sneak peeks as well.
I love it.
So
I love
Let's
it.
do it. Let's do it.
yeah, so are you guys able to see my screen?
Yeah.
Looks
Okay.
good.
So recently there's been quite a few updates. So I actually had to note down like a few pointers that I wanted to address. The very first one is on Crystara as a creator of a purely no code NFT like NFT collection. If you want to start your own like smart NFT era where you have dynamically updating NFT images on the blind boxes that you created on Crystara, we've essentially enabled that on our platform. So you can go to your creators portal, you can come here, and you can actually give like different addresses, admin permissions to change like token metadata and stuff like that for your tokens basically in the collection. So one of the cool projects that are working on this right now is actually the chicken wings, the chicken sub NFTs as well. So maybe we'll talk about those a little bit later as well. So yeah, this is one thing. And then another thing that we've been working on is this multi-wallet connect model for all of the dApps on Supra to use. So we've released like an open source multi-wallet connect for Supra wallets. Your Starkey is the obvious one, and then Ribbit is a new wallet that's coming on Supra. So
Yeah.
we've worked with them like super super closely. I think the past like 2-3 months have been constant like back and forth testing. So now that's all done, and yeah, if you're planning to do a dApp, this is fully open source somewhere. The link is somewhere on my X on Crystara. Yeah. Okay, and then one last one. So this is really exclusive. Okay, premium
Oh boy.
information. And
Oh, hello.
I mean,
Hello.
you see this tab right here, right? So
Oh boy.
we're gonna go. I'll just show you like 2 seconds of it. Yeah.
Oh, hello.
Somebody
Okay.
screenshot it. Somebody screenshot it and send it to me.
Bro,
I'm
it's
gonna
on
scroll.
YouTube. I'm gonna go back. It's coming back, bro. It's on YouTube. It's recorded. It is minted in the
Gonna get clipped.
AWS cloud server. Not the blockchain, but the
Hey.
AWS cloud server.
But yeah, basically we're gonna do. I mean, our UI is great, but it can be improved. So we've actually set up like a whole Figma situation, UI designers to get on board. So that's coming sometime this year. A full
Wow.
redesign of the platform. Yeah.
Ooh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Hey, and I do have to ask, and you don't have to tell me the truth, but
Yeah.
we probably discussed Smart NFTs, my project, months and months ago, and I discussed like, hey, is this available on Crystara at this time? And you were like, not at this time. I think it was y'all were still on the old standard at that time, so we weren't able to do certain things that we wanted to do with Pixel Dogs. Was that
Right.
one of the sparks that said, okay, well, maybe we do need to make this available to our users?
Yeah, I think for sure. It's definitely one of the sparks. There was it's like smart NFTs have been talked about on Supra so much, and it's been talked about in essentially every other chain, right? But I don't think there's like a very intuitive and simple way for someone to spin up an NFT collection and just focus on the dynamicness of it.
Right.
It's either you use a launchpad or you code everything from scratch, right? So
Yeah,
the
exactly.
idea was to combine both and make it easy for someone like you to do it.
Man, that is so incredible. And so I guess what that tells me is that Pixel Dogs has to be moving forward now. Pixel Dogs, you hear it first. Pixel Dogs coming soon. And if you weren't there for the I did a masterclass. I guess this was a few months ago. We did a masterclass and I talked about NFTs on Supra, and I talked about the concept of smart NFTs. It's kind of where the idea conceptualized from. I gave about an hour. I'm not going to call it a masterclass because I feel like a dork saying that, but I gave a little bit of a presentation, demo of what we would be building. And I think it's just
It was a
time
masterclass,
for me to
man. You can say it. Be straight, man.
no. But I do. What I do want to say is the UI of Crystara matches my shirt. So I just want to say, picked great colors, brother. Love the color schemes. The thing I really do. I love the UI and the UX of
Thank you.
Crystara. And to know that there are more updates coming to it. I think that when platforms or applications get stagnant or consistent thinking that everything's fine, things go downhill very rapidly. But Crystar has literally done the opposite the full time that y'all have been released. Literally constant updates, more additions, more user-friendly applications, more additions to the launchpad, cooler shit added literally constantly. So shout out to Yong. We love you, dude. Shout out to Crystara. We literally, every time I get a chance, I throw flowers at your feet. I'm so excited to just see what you continue to build because we're early, dude. We are so early, and you've done so much already. A year from now, I can't even imagine what you're going to be built.
Thank you for the flowers.
Jatin's 100%
yeah, of course.
right. Jatin's 100% right in the chat. Jatin's basically smart NFTs plus AutoFi equals millionaire Young.
Yeah. Oh, look. I mean, true. On Super Daddy, wait. So Pixel Dogs is real. We want it. Yeah. So Pixel Dogs, that presentation I gave, all the art's done. The concept behind it is done. The what did I say?
You said the presentation. The masterclass.
Okay, the masterclass. The presentation / masterclass. Pixel Dogs is real. Yeah. So that concept is 100% real. All the art has been completed. I've added like one-of-ones based off of the Bitbots because they were the first like real NFT project on Supra. I really wanted to like give a gentle nod to them. So yeah, I've done everything on the project. It's ready to go. So yeah, I think it's maybe time that maybe old Chase and Crystara do a little something fun.
Nice. Hello. Also, shout out to Jatin, by the way, watching the show. Wherever you may be, Jatin, I know you're a globetrotter. You were in Japan, then Singapore. So wherever you may be, sir, thank you for watching. And we always appreciate you being on the show, let alone watching. So Young, dude, I think, we currently have about 500 people watching right this moment. For those people that don't know what a smart NFT is, Oh, 800? Wow, we've shot up a bit there. There's going to be a lot of people who don't even know what a smart NFT is. Can you break that down for
Hmm.
them? What exactly is a smart NFT?
Yeah, cool. So a smart NFT is an NFT that can change its images or can change its metadata as external things happen. So like Oracle data, maybe price changes, weather changes, um, maybe some sort of on-chain event happened, and then the NFT image gets updated. So a smart NFT is generally about the dynamic image itself. So it is kind of like a paradox of NFTs where, NFTs supposed to be, immutable and stuff like that. But I think we've gotten past the phase of like just standard fixed JPEGs, right? So dynamic NFTs give like creators a lot more control. And when you change the picture as your NFT levels up, maybe loyalty points, you gain loyalty points. Um, the image changes, your score is better, and that's essentially what a smart NFT would look like on chain.
Yeah, I love the concept of smart NFTs, and the way that I think I explained it for with Pixel Dogs is like, so you have to feed your NFT every day. Like, so for Pixel Dogs, it's a dog, right? It's supposed to be your partner in crime. It's your dog in real life, but on the blockchain. So essentially, you have to feed your interact and feed your Pixel Dog every day. And if you don't, after a certain amount of time, your Pixel Dog dies. And okay, so what happens if your Pixel Dog dies? Well, then you get a gravestone. Your NFT, your metadata refreshes immediately. Now your gravestone, it says rest in peace, Rufus, 2025. You lasted not long. So that would be your NFT now. But then theoretically, what you could do is you do these events. Let's just call them reincarnations. Okay. Every quarter, every so often, you could have this community event to where if you have a certain amount of Supra, if you've interacted with your pet a certain amount of times, whatever it may be, you can make the variables very wide here. But let's say there's reincarnation events every so often. Okay, boom. I've now been able to reincarnate my dog. I paid 25 Supra, whatever it may be, and now my dog is now reincarnated. Okay, now you have to keep up with your dog again and actually want to be involved in the process. You realize the the negatives of not being interactive with your Pixel dog. This was never able to be done before on any NFT ever, and this is like a legitimately use case scenario that is possible with smart NFTs on Supra. And not only that, you could do it now through Crystara. I'm throwing out awesome ideas, and if I don't get some more smart NFTs in my life within the next couple months, I'm gonna be very upset at you guys.
Yeah, I would be too.
Yeah,
I've built
exactly.
I've built the technology for you guys to adopt smart NFTs. If you guys don't use it, then what's the point?
I love
Yeah,
that. I
exactly,
love that. It's
exactly.
like, yo, I have built it. If you don't use it, that's not my problem. I built it for you. If you don't use it, that's you guys are missing out. I love that.
Yep, exactly. And when this kind of goes off of what I was just talking about with Pixel Dogs, we had a question from backstage. What's the wildest thing you can imagine smart NFTs doing? Just off the top of your head, like if you were to be able to implement, Supra's tech stack into an NFT project and create a smart NFT, what would be the wildest thing you can imagine at this time being done?
Ooh, I mean, we're
That's a
exploring
million dollar
something pretty
question.
wild.
That's a
We're
$1 million question.
I will divert it from what we're doing as an upcoming project, but one cool idea for smart NFTs is probably like something very tangible, integrating it into physical businesses, real businesses that want to do like a loyalty program, a gamified loyalty
Mm,
program. Maybe it's through like some Oracle factors, external factors. I don't know, but like a loyalty, like after you spend enough, you upgrade your NFT. Maybe your NFT sits on like a physical card that holds like a hardware wallet, and then you can just tap to like redeem points or something. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of
I
cool
had
things to do with NFTs.
There is a fun. So I had a fun idea. Do you know the concept of trading up? It's like trading a paper clip into a fucking a Honda Civic. Have you seen these videos online? So
Yeah.
I had an idea for an NFT project that was it was called Paperclip, and everybody started with just a paperclip. But the way you trade it up and it made your NFT cooler was through staking or interacting with the platform, like or interacting with your NFT. I can't really go into too much depth about it because I might still want to like play with it on the back end. But anyways, the idea is trading up with a paperclip, but it's only based on your interaction with the blockchain itself. So there's another idea. If anybody has more time than me, you are more than welcome to jump in front of these because I do not have the time to do it. I will be your biggest fan and your supporter. So
Gentlemen,
let's
gentlemen are dropping ideas left, right, and center here. By the way, so if you and as we saw with Judd a couple of weeks ago, like you can go and build stuff now. Like if you're not a coder, you can literally
Yeah.
go and build stuff. So ideas are flowing today. So get ready.
That's right.
I want to know something that is underrated in smart NFTs. What is something that or what are some things that haven't been considered properly when it comes to smart NFTs? You know, sort of underrated superpowers that could actually surprise users and change their expectations of what a smart NFT could do.
Yeah. So, when you have a blockchain wallet, it's not really an identity, right? So when you connect your wallet to a platform, when you're interacting with people on the blockchain, you don't necessarily have like a very cool really cool like identity of yourself or what you believe in, what you're committed to. So a smart NFT is essentially a representation of what you have in your wallet, right? I think something that is really underrepresented is probably related to like governance or on-chain reputation. So something like Joshua, the CEO of Supra, was saying was that he wanted to make like an NFT that could track your reputation, like how much Supra do you hold equals to how cool your or how good your reputation is. So stuff like that hasn't really been explored like elsewhere, and I feel like that's one super underlooked thing about smart NFTs. Yeah.
I think that's a great answer, and also just like bringing it back to like even the most simple response to that question. What about when you mint an NFT? Let's say you do love this NFT and you love the project. If you were in this project for multiple months or years at this time, no matter who you are, you get a little bit tired of that NFT, right? It's like, man, once you mint an NFT back in the day, that's it. That was your NFT. You were stuck with this one forever unless you sell or trade it. But now, not only can my NFT mutate, but what if it's just like an upgraded version of the NFT I love? Or what if I can just add certain aspects to my NFT? What if I can change the clothing on it now, or add a hat to it, or add some glasses to it, and more customize it to what I really wanted it to be from the beginning? It's like all this stuff was not ever possible, and now we're going to be able to do so, and we are able to do so. And this is like, to me, this is the dawn of true NFT building, right? It's like building an NFT project was so constrained by boundaries that were very locked in. Metadata was very hard to change, and you couldn't do it on chain. You had to work with a bucket offline and then refresh the metadata to make the changes. But now it's going to be much more simple to do so, and it's all because of the tech that Super has built vertically, right? So here's another question that I do have for you. Imagine smart NFTs that level up like video game characters. What real world perks would you bake into them for owners?
So, you know, it ties back to one of the core ideas that I have. Okay.
Hello.
You're like plucking things out for me. But
That's the plan. That's the plan, Young.
Yeah.
so if you wanted to have real world value, what do you do with an NFT? You put real world value into an NFT. Sounds obvious, right?
Right. I'm listening.
But
I'm
so
listening.
have you seen an NFT where you're putting real value into an NFT? Like it's not about, oh, because you have this value, then your NFT upgrades, but like actually putting the
Yeah.
value
So you mean
in an
like the
NFT.
user can put value into their NFT? Because obviously
Yeah.
the creators, they can create value by saying, you know, like whether it's punks, they say there's an annual conference and only punk holders can get in. That creates value, but the owners are creating the value. What you're saying is the user can create value?
If they put in value directly into the NFTs, the NFT becomes like a value asset rather than just a picture, right? It's backed by
Correct.
something. So naturally it has value. And so have you seen like any other NFT projects do that? Yeah, I don't really think so.
The only thing similar that I've seen is if you have an NFT, you buy the NFT, you stake the NFT that takes it off of the market, and then you get residual tokens from whatever the project's coin is. So I think let's just say ape, for example. So like if you stake your ape, every month you get a certain kickback of ape coin, and then you're selling that ape coin for whatever the price is on the market. So I guess that's would be one example that I've seen it done that way. And I know most projects do have some sort of staking function that gains value. And I don't even know if that's really, I guess that does add value to the NFT, right? Because you're getting a kickback for holding it.
Yeah, that's true. But so here's the thing. Supra's added automation, AI,
Yep.
oracles, Tau, stuff like that. So when you have an NFT and you have a process outside of it to handle the staking rewards, then it's kind of like the NFT doesn't really own the rewards. So how do you do that so that now that NFT can be autonomous, it can act on Oracle data, it can act on AI threshold Oracle data. That's something that I don't think many people have explored. So
Whoa.
I'll leave it with that.
What about an NFT that traded for you based off of market data pulled from our native oracles?
Oh, more ideas. Here we go. Someone
Holy
write all this
shit.
stuff down, man.
Listen, the project's called, it's very simple. The project's called Day Trader. Okay. And everybody mints an NFT and you pick what you want to trade in, and it just trades on it based off of AI. How much money do you want to add to it today? $10? Okay. Your $10 is now $50. Okay. Well, your $10 NFT is now a $50 NFT. Okay. Well, now your NFT is worth 10 grand because you just hit a crazy trade. But the only way to get this money out is you have to burn your NFT.
Oh, that's pretty tough. But
man,
this is
an idea
exactly the
machine.
point.
I like this.
Yeah, it's exactly what I'm talking about. So previously, if you want to do something like that, you would have to stake, or you have to commit your money to like a liquidity pool, and then someone else trades it on the liquidity pool. And so if that liquidity pool is like screwed up, then you lose all your money. It's a pretty simple like crypto thing. But if let's say the value resides in your NFT, and you have external systems that are trading on behalf of your NFT, which you own, then that NFT's value will always retain with you, no matter if an LP is dead or not, hacked or not.
Man, I love it. Damn it! I need to make NFTs that trade for us.
Supra, it's 100% possible.
That's what I'm saying, dude. That's what I'm saying. So next question. How do you see NFTs evolving from static collectibles into everyday tools that people actually use in fun ways? I know we've kind of been talking about this as the episode goes on, but anything that comes to mind?
Sorry, what do you mean?
So how do you see NFTs evolving from static collectibles into everyday tools that people actually want to use? So, like the old way of an NFT was just a standard picture. That's it. You're a part of a community.
Yeah. So it's like, well, I want to dive into this topic. Okay. So if let's say your NFT has value, what can that value provide an NFT? It can provide reputation. It can provide, class, status, everything that people want, right? A static JPEG is a static JPEG. If you can sort of manipulate it where you can customize the amount of value you want to shove into an NFT, then you can set up a lot of gamification in terms of like loyalty, reputation, and basically flex points. So yeah, dynamic NFTs will help with reputation, I think.
I like that word as well, flex points. Your NFTs will have unique flex points as well. It's actually quite a cool little name for a feature. Look, there are a couple of people in the chat as well who have some questions, so we're going to get to those. So, Young, get ready. There are a bunch of user questions, but just a few
Cool.
more
Feel free to
before we get
shoot.
to those. Yeah, before we get to those, I oh man, there's a lot of questions, and we're not going to get through them all. But let me ask you this real quick. Just I want to know, as a founder, since we last had you on the show, which is like easily a good couple of months, how has your vision for what Crystara can be changed? Um, is the vision different? And if so, what is the vision for what you want Crystara to be?
Yeah, cool. So I think the last time you had me on was July, right? So that was three
Yeah.
months ago.
Good
And
Lord.
I would say, yeah, the vision has definitely changed. Um, Back in July, it was all about, trying to find the product market fit for our blind boxes, ideas and stuff like that. So the no-code launchpad, set up your blind boxes, mint them. It's a really cool system. Try it out, guys. Um, but I think in the past 3 months, the idea or the narrative has been closer towards like building the NFT infrastructure for Supra, because I think a lot of launchpads, what they like to do is, build the tools for you to launch a collection, and that's about it, because that's what makes them the most money, right? But I think with NFTs and the full vertical stack that Super is doing, there's so much more that you can like empower with NFTs, that it just makes sense to take the lead in terms of building out these kind of utilities for developers to better build their smart NFTs or stuff like that. So I think, to sum it up, yeah, the vision nowadays is more about building the infra for NFTs on Supra.
Ah.
I love that. And so this is, I actually got asked about this yesterday. And so I do want to ask you about this. And I always wondered how platforms deal with this, whether it be OpenSea, whether it be Magic Eden, right? It's like these huge platforms have to deal with situations like the one I'm about to bring up constantly. So I want to hear it from perspective of a founder of one of these platforms. So obviously there was a recent challenge with an NFT project called Super Bowls. I was rocking one of their honorary of me for like months. So that
As
they
was
I think
I.
it's yeah, so I think it's come to my attention that they have rugged at this point. And so, how is the protective mechanism and I guess verification of these projects changed since them kind of being one of the first? I don't even want to say larger projects, but maybe one of the more known projects on Supra. And how does that work moving forward for projects or people that are more concerned about investing into future NFT projects on Crystara?
Yeah, cool. This is a really valid question. So, um, before I got into it, so there has been a couple verified projects that have rugged. Namely, it was the Robinauts when we first launched, and then it was the Lunicas, and then now it's the Super Bowls. So there has been a considerable amount of like verified collections that quote unquote rugged. Um, and another thing is, you say we're really transparent, but one thing that we're not very transparent about yet is how we do our verification processes, because the main point is that, we don't want to get people gaming the system, right? If we release all of the parameters that we're truly checking for, then, people are just gonna try and aim to get it and then, secure the check mark unnaturally. So that's kind of why we've kept it private. But since all of these rugs, we have actually been adding quite a few layers to our verification processes. So one of them that I can share, namely, is private doxing of the collection owners. So nowadays, starting from Metasol and of course the Chen from Rakuten and Mickey from Xenex, we've been doing like a private doxing session with these creators to just kind of understand like what are the goals, what are the roadmaps, in physical, like not physical, but like on face cam, one-to-one kind of sessions. Just try and get a feel of like whether or not they're truly committed. And we're also, upping like the requirements in terms of community, whether your community is like full of bots, or they're like reputable people in your community, and also if you're a developer. So if you're planning to do any kind of project on Supra using smart contracts, that usually sets you apart as well.
Yeah, and something I do want to ask about too. How so obviously with Supra growing rapidly and Crystal growing rapidly, and more people coming onto the platform and more NFT projects releasing, how are you going to be able to deal with that on scale, right? Like let's say you're having 100 NFT projects releasing a day. It's like obviously the idea of being able to personally vet these projects is would be ideal, right? Because you actually get a feel. It's easy to see through bullshit a lot of the time, but once you get to scale, is there going to be, will there be like an auto, and maybe I'm asking too forward of like, too forward in the future type of question, but how
Yeah,
would
no
you think
worries.
about scaling, that type of process? Will there be something implemented in the back end to where every couple months you're going to have a one-on-one with somebody from your team, or is there going to be, you have to upload a video explaining what the next steps in the project are to get unlocks a certain amount of coins? Like what is that process going to look like?
Yeah, so I think there's two processes, right? The first one is to get the check mark. If let's say our systems are really overload and I cannot be the one to personally guide these projects or approve or deny them, it will go through some sort of hierarchical structure where it would first be processed by like our mods. So we'll set up a system on the platform where you can streamline the whole application process, filter out candidates, and then only the ones that are potential that we actually do like a proper interview with them. Um, and also, depending on Supra's growth, the most important thing is like what kind of partnerships do you have, or like what kind of things, not just whitelist partnerships, but actual business partnerships if you are like a registered entity. But I think that will come later as Supra matures even more. But like right now, it's not really appropriate, right?
Yep.
And then for like content management of the NFT projects, that one I'm not too sure yet. So I think as long as you have like a proper business, the idea of needing to, every month give me an update isn't really necessary. I think you're fully docs in the legal sense. So if you have like a registered entity and you have good partnerships, generally that's how we see things going forward as we mature. So I would say it's
Love it.
constantly evolving. And yeah, we're constantly
Yeah, for sure.
analyzing the situation.
Yeah, it's just good to know that y'all are on top of it. It's like y'all are
Yeah.
constantly looking for these situations and trying to put a band-aid on it before it becomes a real situation. So shout out to you as always, man. It's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, like the way you responded to these recent rugs, as you say, is amazing, because it's like, hey, you know what? We're going to get on top of this, and we're going to better the experience for users so that we can get more robust verifications in place. So, really great response, man. Okay, so far we have 3 user questions. So, to our producer Napoon, our main man, just be ready. There are 3 user questions coming up. I've put 2 in the chat. First one actually is an internal question. It comes from our man Jatin, regular guest here on the show, DevRel engineer here at Supra,
Senior,
and
senior
he
Dev.
wants to ask this question, Yong. Um, what will happen to the price of an NFT if it's always changing, as price also gets fluctuations based on rarity, and as AI generated images can be the same for others? Then what about the same NFT image? Will there be conflict? Do you have any thoughts on the potential of how smart and dynamic NFTs could impact their prices?
So let's see. Smart NFTs, I think it really depends on how the project frames it and the kind of incentives that they put on smart NFTs. So one thing that I didn't touch on just now was how AI generated images could actually play an important role in dynamic NFTs. Because if let's say you want to do like personalization, it's really expensive to hire an artist for like every single image that somebody wants personalized, right? So economically it's not feasible to kind of make an NFT art for every single NFT. So I think generally the dynamicness adds an intrinsic value, but overall it still depends on what the NFT is backed by and also what kind of on-chain rarities it has. Like for example, the blind boxes, you have like zodiac rarities that are like 0.5% chance of minting. Those are going to be fixed forever, and that's usually where the price is set. But dynamicness would just add some even more intrinsic value, and it's a market that has not really been developed yet, so we have to see how it plays out.
Karen actually says, so basically, is that similar to Sui's NFT receipts?
I'm not really sure what those are. Do you have an idea?
Okay. All
I'm
right.
not
Well,
sure
that's cool.
either.
I'm going to check them out. Karen just bringing up Sui's NFT receipts. So I'm going to check those out. So, yeah, thanks for bringing that up, Karen. And thanks for contributing to the chat, sir.
Sweet. And then, so this one is from our boy Martin Dude. So he asked, can you explain how it's different from updating metadata? Trying to wrap my head around it.
Yeah, cool. So smart NFTs, I mean, by definition, is about automated like updates, right? Or updating metadata is actually also a form of smart NFTs, but maybe it's a bit more basic form of smart NFTs. So like you don't really see much projects these days doing update metadata updates, right? So it itself, I think, can be considered a smart NFT. But another one could be autonomous. So um, yeah, metadata updates is just a small part. Autonomous NFTs that you can empower with automation to do like on-chain trading. Basically, your account in an NFT, right? That probably is another definition of smart NFTs. I think the definition is pretty broad, and as long as you're not doing static JPEGs, and maybe you're integrating like oracles or anything from Supra's vertical stack, it probably can constitute a smart NFT.
Yeah, to me, I think a smart NFT is a NFT that that uses and implements multiple different products, right? It's like a regular NFT, you have your picture, and yes, changing metadata would be considered somewhat of a smart contract or smart NFT variable, but or addition. But also, does this NFT have access to native oracles? Does this NFT have access to DVRF? Like, can it be used in a raffle? Can you go and make changes to your NFT based off of the trading markets today? It's like none of that's ever been possible. I think being able to add in multiple products into one singular NFT is what really makes it a smart NFT, in my opinion. So.
Young, last question here. I know it is freaking past midnight. It is
Yes, let's
Friday
get this guy
for
to
you,
bed.
dude. You should basically be opening a beer because it's Friday for you. Woohoo!
Woohoo!
Young, Phantom Tentacle asks this question.
Whoa!
Will it be
Crazy name.
possible? It's a pretty cool name, actually. Phantom Tentacle. Will it be possible to create NFTs out of other digital media like music or movies, short form content instead of images?
Yeah, 102%, 100,000%.
Love it.
So I would say that the market for these kind of NFTs, I don't think is like mature enough for us to kind of put full attention to. Um, but it's 100% possible to like add books, paintings, real world assets, music, movies, any form of like digital media is NFTable, right? Um, how secure the NFT is also depends on where your music is stored, where your movie clips are stored, and stuff like that. So but yeah, they can definitely be added as an NFT. It's just, if you look at the overall NFT market, these are not that popular right now. I can't put like my finger on it why it's not that popular, but yeah.
I saw a cool use case of somebody a few years ago that used he was trying to release an album. He wanted to do it completely uh solo, didn't want to have a brand with him or whatnot. So he broke his song up into, I forget how many sections, but it was like a shitload. It was like, let's say 500 sections of a 4-minute song. So everybody that minted his NFT got a section of that song. So you, like, if you minted an NFT, you could go and play, and it would be like a part of the chorus that was like 4 seconds long. Well, you had to pay for these NFTs, and at the end of the day, it was only for this one song, but anyways, the royalties, he thought this was going to be his biggest hit. The royalties from this song would be dumped back into everybody that held a section of the song in general, but it essentially was a crowdfunding way for him to fund his album and then also give a kickback to the community just based off of one of the songs on its own. So it was kind of a cool
Man, I love
idea. Yeah, if anybody wants to do that on
I like that
Supra,
idea. It's
feel
just
free.
about adoption though. Like when it comes to new
Yes,
tech
very
like
much
this,
so.
it's about adoption. It's about adoption and low friction. That's the big thing. But I like that.
Yeah, NFTs are like super difficult for some random person to create, like
Yeah.
especially specialized things like what you mentioned, split up the NFTs into many different parts of the song. No platform can kind of create like a no-code solution for it to do that because it's just so like customized to your needs. Yeah, it really depends on what they can do.
I love it. I love it. And our final question here, I know it's time to get you to bed. So what final comments would you like to give the super audience now as we close? Anything else? I know we've been talking for an hour. You've given us some insight, some little sneak peeks, and a little bit of alpha. But anything else you'd like to end the episode on?
Yeah, so let's just say that we're building like a pretty cool smart NFT project that
Oh,
I think, users would 100% love. There's nothing to hate about it, right? It's not like another. Okay, so I would say it up front that we're building a special NFT collection. And it is not an NFT collection where you're actually paying for like the NFT, like, the regular blind boxes and stuff. You'd be putting value into the NFT. And
ooh.
let's just say that maybe you'd get more out of what you put in there than if you didn't put it in there.
Man, the
He's like, and
man,
he
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 loves to be
goes,
cryptic.
he goes, and by the way, it starts with a paper clip.
Ooh, I'll be copying your idea. That's not fun.
Dude.
Oh no,
Hey, I'm
man.
okay with
Hey,
that.
if it happened
I'm
on the
okay with
sub,
that.
go for it, bro.
That's right. This is all free. If I give y'all 10 project ideas on the sup, I got 300 in my back pocket that are better. Okay, that's all y'all got
Ready
to
to
know.
go. Ready to go. Young, thank you so much, bro. It has been such a privilege as always, dude. I mean, I know it's your third time on the sup. How you are so willing to come on when it starts at 11 p.m. for you is just amazing. We appreciate you. Dude, we freaking love you. The super community loves you. You are a rock star in the super community. And just keep building, bro. Keep building, keep shipping. And thank you for what you've done for the ecosystem.
Awesome. Yeah, the community has been amazing. Super team, you guys have been supporting Kristara and basically all the other DApps super well. So it's been great. Yeah.
Well, thank you, my man. We really do appreciate you taking the time, as James said. I know the community appreciates you seeing on screen and hanging out with us every so often. How about we make the next one not 3 months? Okay, let's make the next one not 3 months, and you come back on here and
What?
give us some more
2
updates,
months?
brother.
6 weeks? 6 weeks?
Let's a month and a half, maybe. Give him a month and a half or something.
A month and a half.
Oh,
All right, we
Or
can
or
do
or
that. All right, a month and a half.
or just even better, like the next time you have something you want to show and get excitement around and just
Yeah.
bring onto the show, something you're proud of, holler at your boys. It's easy to get a hold of us, and we would love to have you back on, my man.
Yep.
for sure. I think probably sometime end of this year or start of next year, I will be on showing exactly what I've been cryptic about.
I
What
love
you've
it.
been
And
cryptic
it's
about.
crazy.
I can't wait.
It's
Can't wait.
crazy. It's crazy to say at the end of this year, and it's damn near November, isn't it? I don't know if that's
What?
crazy to anybody else, but
No,
like to
bro.
know
It's
that
like
we're a week away from November, legitimately.
it's
Halloween's a week away, and then November.
It's disgusting. It's disgusting.
Time is a cruel bitch, and I'll never forgive you. Young, thank you so much.
In fairness, Young is 10 years your junior and 15 years
Yeah,
my
that's
junior.
true.
So I don't
That's
think
true.
it affects him as much as us, but he'll get it. One day he'll look back. Young, one day you'll look back and be like,
He'll be
I
like,
remember
yeah.
Chase telling me how much time sucks.
Those old geezers really were ahead of their time. But
He would have a white beard by then.
Yeah, dude. Already got
Nah,
white.
man,
Already
there's gonna
got white
be
coming in,
anti-aging
dude.
pills by then, bro.
Well, thank y'all. Thank everybody for being here. The community, thank y'all
Yep.
for coming out as you do weekly, for joining the SUP. That was episode 41 of the SUP. Young, it was a pleasure as always. Napoon in the back.
G Sup.
James. G Sup. James, it's a pleasure every week to chill with you, baby. Peace.
Love you, boys. Peace out.
Now watch me boss up. Blockchain's future, yeah, we stacking up the blocks while they sleeping on the tech. We be breaking all the locks.